Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew and today I want to talk to you about Gollum on Xbox Series X. So if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Now, I'd like to thank Daedalic Entertainment for providing review code for this. I did reach out to them and ask so that I could take a look at this, seeing as this game is already getting trashed on YouTube. It's already getting trashed in Metacritic. You know me, man. If you've been at this channel for a while, I do kind of go out of my way to take a look at these specific games to see if they deserve the hate that they are getting. So, first of all, let me explain something to you about Gollum. Gollum is this is a stealth type of game. Basically, like you'll be able to get into the shadows like in Splinter Cell. You'll be able to like run around. Like what you're seeing right now, this game does actually have three settings. It has ray tracing mode, which you're seeing right now. You can see the ray tracing. It also has quality mode, which is 4K resolution, and then it has a performance mode, which is 60 frames per second. Now, I believe that maybe this mode right here, the ray tracing mode, is actually kind of like an unlocked frame rate. Like it feels a little bit smoother than it feels smoother than 30, not as smooth as 60, but it also doesn't feel like 30 frames a second like the quality mode. The quality mode does kind of feel like it is 30 frames per second. Now, as you can see, like the visuals are not bad. They're not bad. When you're looking at this, I'm playing this on the 1440p monitor. I haven't looked at it on the 4K. But if you're looking at this game and you're experiencing this, visual wise, at least for the environment, looks pretty good. Sometimes you'll look at the characters and you'll be like, oh boy, that looks a little bit questionable. But for the most part, like visual wise, that's probably like the only thing that I really have a problem with is like the characters, the way the characters look sometimes. They could be a little bit higher detailed and look a little bit better, but for the most part, they look pretty dang good. When it comes to story content in this game, it is good enough to keep you moving along. So far, it's been pretty good. I've met some of the like the other cast from the Lord of the Rings, and for the most part, man, they do work pretty well, but you can tell that like voices are definitely different. They're not the original actors. The guy that's doing the Smeagol voice, I mean, sometimes it sounds convincing as Smeagol, sometimes it doesn't. For the most part, it feels pretty good. So I've got about 2 hours of footage. This right here is pretty much the tutorial area. We can skip along a little tiny bit, kind of show you some of the other things as I'm talking about this game. I'll kind of skip through my video and show you some as we're going along. Now, I will be continuing playing this. I'm about 3 hours in. I've been having a pretty dang good time with this. I'm really liking some of the sections that I've been in. Actually, I'm just going to kind of forward a little bit more. Maybe let's see. Yeah, this section right here. Okay, this was actually interesting. We'll look at this because this here is what I want you to kind of see. Like this here is like a stealth section, and from what I'm hearing, from what I see on the thing that the developers are saying, that to get through this game is about 20 hours. So 20 hours, that to me seems pretty fair. Price wise, $59.99. So the same price as like the older last generation games, they're full price games. See, here's the thing, man. I don't want to call this one a double A, but I also don't, it also does kind of miss the mark, a little bit on triple A, just in terms of, but I mean, we're talking about, Daedalic, studios. It's, I think for that particular studio, honestly, guys, I don't really feel like this is a bad game. Like I'm not running into a whole lot of bugs. It's not glitchy. The performance isn't terrible. It runs pretty dang good so far. I would say every once in a while I'll see like a little screen, the frame rate will drop, but not long, not for extended periods of time. But like as you can see, like right here where Smeagol gets behind the little crate here, and then you see his eyes turn white, so you can tell he's in the shadow. I like that. When I got to this part and I saw that, I was like, dude, that is freaking pretty cool, man. Like that is pretty cool. I was like, man, I wanna play this. And you keep getting more and more into this game, and it starts getting more challenging. You start getting a lot more orcs around, and you're climbing up things and you're scaling things and you're jumping from platform to platform and just like moving around here, like looking for something. Like I would say the gameplay is fairly basic for the most part. You can assassinate certain enemies, but not all of them. But I would say like the gameplay is, fairly basic for the most part. I mean, stuff that like it shouldn't be. So far, I'm not running into a whole lot of stuff that's really hard to figure out, except for like in this part, man. I got to a certain part in here, and I was like, oh my gosh, man, that was kind of a pain in the butt. But well, just because I couldn't figure out where to go, because it's like giving you this thing like, yeah, you can distract things by throwing something, but dude, you just kind of run over and jump up on the wall and stuff. And I was like, oh, I see, oh, I see. Man, I don't know. I don't understand why these guys out there, why these reviewers will sit and hate on something like this. Because I mean, while it's not like some super hardcore like, yeah, man, I want to play that game, like this is great or what, like whatever. It's not got like the high, like the budget for all the people to see it. I hate it when games like this get trashed. I do. I really do. I'm not having a bad time with this. I think that if you like Lord of the Rings and you're a Gollum fan, I think you could probably appreciate this. I think you could appreciate the way they did it. Because I mean, if you think about Smeagol in the movies, it's freaking Smeagol, man. Like he can't like overpower a whole bunch of things. It's not like he's this like hardcore freaking it's not like he's this hardcore freaking like character. He's sneaky. He's he's a kind of like a yeah, dude, he's a sneaky character. So the gameplay for this actually works pretty well. You're running around, you're being stealthy, you're taking out, orcs, doing other things like that. And for the most part, like it just like the flow of this game is pretty good. Now there's another thing that I want to touch on. There'll be these parts where it'll kind of stop, and then you'll have to, because you got Smeagol and then you got Gollum. They're like your two personalities in this dude right here, and you're always talking to each other and fighting back and forth, stuff like that. Well, there'll be some parts in here where you're going to have to convince one side or the other to take a specific action to advance the story. I don't know if it's like wrong or right. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if like one thing will be wrong, one thing will be right. I just know that you'll be in a position to where like it'll be like, oh yeah, do you want to blame this dude or do you want to blame the other guy? And then you have to pick, and then you'll have to like struggle like at like doing like little question things to make it make sense to the other one, either Golem or Smeagol. And it is dual personality to where you'll be trying to do that with either one or the other. I've done that twice so far in my 3 hours, and both times I was like, okay, yeah, I got the result that I wanted, and it worked out pretty good. Now this is the part right here that I got to that I was like, man, I can't figure that out. Like I'm sitting here trying to throw rocks at this, but just on the side of me, there's like there's like this other area that you kind of run up. Man, I get myself back here, and then I played around with this for a minute, and then I was like, gosh, I don't know where to go. And then right, like I sat there for a minute trying to do this. I got my butt whooped a couple of times. Oh yeah, I got through it. Let me go back and show you what I did. So right here, I want you to see this part because I want you to understand, like the type of game this is. Like I got right here and I was like, man, what do I freaking do? And there's just a way that you jump up, because I went back over here. I went behind this thing a couple of times and I couldn't seem to figure it out. And then I was playing around with the camera, and you see like the little orange light things that are up there. I turned around and I saw that and I was like, oh, I see. So yeah, you could just jump up this way. I didn't even need to mess with that dude over there at all. I was just able to do this. Like there is some pretty cool stuff, man. Like figuring some of this stuff out is actually not too bad. I mean, oh, I can see how people can sit here and just completely dismiss this game, though. I'm not going to lie to you. I can see how they can just dismiss it. But I'm telling you, man, like as far as I am right now at this part is where it started getting like, whoa, dude, that is fun. I bet that some of them probably got into this and were playing it through that first part and were like, yeah, I don't care about this. And they just moved on. Well, I'm here to tell you that like the further I get into this game, the more the more I'm starting to really appreciate the stealth of this game. And dude, I played a lot of stealth games. Maybe they just don't like stealth games or something. But I've played a lot of stealth games, and I'll tell you that this is definitely better than like the older ones in terms of like being able to use that stealth. I'll let this section right here kind of just play out and let you see how it goes down. But see how you got like, I mean, this is just one of the scenarios. I'm going to go ahead and pull me out so you can just kind of see what's going on while we're looking at this, because I want you to be able to to see that, you know, for the most part, you know, you're going to have to kind of look around and figure things out. Now you do have you do have little rocks that you can throw. You could pick up rocks and you could throw it, you know, to distract guards or get them to move around and stuff. But luckily I found a way in this one to get by them without having to do that. As you can see, like right here on the wall on the right, there's something that I could climb on, but I didn't notice that until I got over here to this side. And then I noticed it right there. I was like, oh, I see. But then I ran over here to try to pick up the stuff that was sitting on the ground. But yeah, there's all the guys on the ground, so we're just going to go ahead and go up. We're going to climb up. Sometimes the camera will get in your way a little bit, but and then you shimmy around and stuff, which is pretty freaking awesome. Like, I like this. It gives you that like stealth feeling of being able to play this game, and it's cool. I like that. I like the stealth gameplay. I think that there kind of fits well and works pretty decent with Smeagol's character. I'm pretty glad they went with that, because I mean, like, what else would they have done with this? It does look like a dark and gloomy game, but for the most part, you know, I'm hoping that it gets to like some open areas and it gets brighter and there's like some grass and stuff like that, because I'd really like to see how much more this game really shines. So I'm going to be working on this for the weekend. I'm going to try to get through this one and get you a review out. They said it's about 20 hours, and I do see myself finishing this. I do like this game. I am liking it. I am enjoying it. I think it's pretty freaking fun. I like these type of sections that go through here that like you're doing all the where you're running around, you're sneaking around and stuff like that. I really do appreciate that gameplay. So yeah, this is pretty cool when it comes to like combat stuff like that. I mean, like like if you fall or something happens to you, the save thing is pretty generous. You're not going like way back anywhere far. You're like right where, pretty close, and it's pretty fun. Like so that's not frustrating or anything. Like the gameplay loop, that doesn't frustrate you too much. You're able to get right back into things. There is, now you can tell. Let me state this real quick. This is first and foremost an Xbox One and PlayStation 4 game. So you are going to have those things that are going to make this game be like, those things are going to, you're going to see those things and you're going to notice those and they're going to annoy you, you know, like a little bit of loading times when you go into a section, just kind of the way the levels flow and where the loading sections are going to be, things like that you're going to notice and you're going to see that are going to, those types of things are going to they're going to be there, and it's going to break the immersion a little bit, not too much. Like the loading times, like the loading screen right now, I'll let you go ahead and watch one of these so you can see. Usually not a very, very long loading time, but they do start to like whoa man, that's pretty long. So I chalk that up to being like a design choice due to the fact that this game is, you know, cross generation. And I wanted to stress that because I feel like some of that kind of stuff might be a little bit annoying. Now, I haven't had the chance to look at this on the PlayStation or the PC. I only asked for Xbox code on this one because I didn't really want to, I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if it was a game I was going to play for 20 minutes and just move on from, or if it was a game that I was going to actually care about. But as you can see, like when you're in the game and you're looking at all of this stuff, like it doesn't look too bad at all. Like these visuals actually look fairly decent. Like the quality of visuals and stuff, it usually does look pretty dang good most of the time. So when you're playing it and it's got HDR, that's another thing. It's got HDR support. has the ray tracing, all of that stuff, but and performance has been pretty dang good. Like it's pretty cool, man. I like playing this game. So if you guys like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me see. Let me see if something else I wanted to show you real quick. Like you continue climbing up all of this stuff. There's some. I'll show you like some more of this kind of platforming stuff because this stuff here is pretty cool. Most of the buttons, like you'll press X, it'll jump straight backwards and stuff, and so it's a lot of this type of gameplay. A lot of this type of gameplay where you're like climbing around, you're moving, you're sneaking through tunnels, you're finding things, stuff like that. So I mean, for the most part, it is some pretty fun gameplay, climbing under things like right here. Um, and yeah, like it's pretty fun, man. I'm really enjoying this experience. So like I said, if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.